Chronic Lyme disease. Recovery is within your reach. Hi, Dr. Sally Schutz here. Did you know that 100 million Americans suffer from chronic pain? Are you or someone you love one of them? 40 million Americans have anxiety. Are you or someone you love one of them? How about 1 in every 4 Americans has insomnia? Are you or someone you love one of them? These could all be symptoms of chronic Lyme disease. Lyme is the fastest growing vector-borne disease in North America. The new cases are said to outnumber the new cases of breast cancer. Do you or someone you know have Lyme disease? Do you keep getting the runaround by your doctor? Then you're going to want to listen to this. I have important information that you'll want to know. Information about reversing chronic Lyme disease and other chronic illnesses like fibromyalgia, like chronic fatigue syndrome, like Crohn's disease. Dr. Sally here. I've always been known as Dr. Sally since 1981. I had the second largest ophthalmic surgery practice in Los Angeles in the early 80s. We had offices in Tehachapi, Lake Isabella, San Bernardino, Victorville, Beverly Hills. My credentials: I'm a physician and a surgeon, a shaman and a healer. I've studied herbal medicine, homeopathy, energy medicine, and I'm an expert in the mitochondria. I'm a Lyme warrior. I had Lyme for over 13 years. I had symptoms of cognitive dysfunction, brain fog, chronic vomiting syndrome, 4.5 years of chronic vomiting. Insomnia. I could barely sleep 2 hours a night for months and months on end. I had a painful bladder. I couldn't leave the house for worrying about where I was going to find a bathroom. I had neuropsychiatric symptoms, severe morbid depression, panic, obsessive-compulsive disease, anxiety. I had 50 to 60 other symptoms. And then on July 4th of 2014, my throat closed off. I called it an acute attack of chronic Lyme disease. It landed me in St. Paul's intensive care unit for 4.5 days. The doctors didn't feel that it was allergic because I didn't respond to steroids, and of course nothing grew out on routine culture. When they pulled the breathing tube and I was allowed to go home, I was in despair. I had tried antibiotics and remedies and herbs from around the world. I'd tried the Rife machine. I'd been to Canada and to Mexico for help and treatment. So I was in despair. I wasn't sure what I was going to do next. And then I received an email about Dan. It was a video about Dan and COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It showed Dan fully recovered from a miserable case of emphysema. I thought it was a scam. I'd never seen anything like it in all of my medical training. But then I remembered that it came from a woman, an osteopath, that I really respect and who I believe to have integrity. So Bain, my hero and life partner, researched it. The protocol Dan used also assisted Lyme disease. How could the same thing be effective for emphysema, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and Lyme disease? Well, news for you. They're both mitochondria deficiency disorders. We researched it. We did some soul searching. I went for it. My first day I made a promise. When I recover, I'm going to help other people recover. That's what I'm here to talk to you about today. Recovery is in your reach. I beat Lyme, and so can you. I'm here to fulfill my promise, my mission in life, to educate, inspire, and collaborate on your health, and to continue to research new possibilities and to think outside of the restrictions of conventional medicine that tell us that there's no cure for cancer, that hides important facts about health and recovery, that knowingly gives us poisons to take, that restricts the use of important plants that can provide comfort and relief, and further restricts the use of important vitamins. I have a 52-week program. It's called Flourishing Fully Lyme Secrets. Why did I call it that? I called it that because Flourishing Fully was my mantra while I was getting well. Whenever anybody would ask me about how I was feeling, I wouldn't complain. I would affirm, I am flourishing fully. And that's how the name came to be. I wanted to create a course that was thought-provoking, eye-opening, and inspiring. And I did. And I'm going to educate you about Lyme disease, the mitochondria, the little organelles inside of the cell that are known as the cell powerhouse, and many tips on what you can do to recover. I'm going to give you a foundation of why it's so difficult to beat Lyme, antibiotics, pros and cons. I'm going to tell you why the mitochondria are so important. What do they do? What makes them function properly and not function? What illnesses do they affect? And why you want to resuscitate, support, and revitalize them. There's way over 30 ways to resuscitate your mitochondria, and they all help. I used to call it a 7-week webinar to cover my best 7 top tips. But now really, it is a 52-week program, a Flourishing Fully coaching program to cover my best 7 top tip categories. We could have called it Dr. Sally's 7 top Lyme tips, or Dr. Sally's 7 top chronic illness recovery tips, or Dr. Sally's top 7 mitochondria deficiency recovery tips, because Lyme is a mitochondria deficiency disease. My top 52-week coaching program talks about eating, what to eat, what not to eat, what supports the mitochondria, what doesn't support the mitochondria, meal spacing, what kinds of foods are good for you, what kinds of foods are not good for you, making a commitment to your health to eat the foods that are good for you. My first secret is eat organic. I know what you're thinking. Why is that a secret? Why is eating organic critical to your health? You need to know this so you can take it seriously. Our food supply is tainted with chemical poisons, toxins, like Roundup. Roundup is a mitochondria poison. Roundup poisons your mitochondria. It kills your healthy gut bacteria. The healthy bacteria that provide materials and compounds the body uses in its critical reactions. Roundup also chelates or sequesters minerals so that your body can't use them in these critical reactions, and so much more. We'll talk about other mitochondria poisons. Then we'll go on to chronic disease, healing secret number 2, detoxification. Detoxification is physically removing toxins from the body. We'll talk about why this is so important. We'll talk about the different types of detox: sauna, foot bath, enemas, organic coffee ground enemas. We'll talk about products. Do they work? We'll talk about soaking colon hydrotherapy. As it turns out, colon hydrotherapy is the number 1 detox. Check this out.
Looks like a goldfish. Like an angelfish.
Yeah. The mouth.
Mm-hmm. It's quite elaborate.
In colon hydrotherapy, you have purified temperature-controlled water to flow slowly into the large intestine. It stimulates the colon's natural peristaltic action to release the water-softened waste. And when you do, you Physically remove toxins, inflammatory products, oxalates, eggs, parasites, fungus, candida, worms, waste products, heavy metals, inflammatory cells. Facilitate your recovery by reducing the toxic burden in your body. It's common sense. We'll go into this in more detail. Chronic Lyme recovery secret number 3, SQT, special quiet time. Slowing down and connecting to the universe. Looking outside the window, taking some deep breaths, and observing some form of nature that is beautiful and elegant and timeless. It is a form of meditation, but it is a form that you can do anytime and any place. It's a quieting of the mind technique. Along with setting your intention, something like, I intend to connect with the universe or my higher self, you tap into the abundance and pure potentiality of the universe that actually helps you recover. My healing secret number 4, positivity. In this section, we review the laws of attraction and other important information for manifesting excellent health. There's actually science behind this. It's amazing. Healing secret number 5. I talk about esoteric mitochondria resuscitation, energy healing. We talk about Donna Gates energy exercises, grounding, acupuncture, EFT, the BX protocol, GCMAF, and vitamin C. The BX was the protocol that I used when I was recovering from chronic Lyme disease. It's based on the science of great scientists from the last century like Warburg, Tesla, Royal Rife, Koch, and others. And it's based on quantum physics energy techniques that restores the integrity of the mitochondria inner membranes. But it's not for everybody. Neither is GCMAF, neither is vitamin C. Find out why. Health tip number 6, no doubt. You must stay positive during your journey. Make your prayers a manifestation of what you will be like as though you are already healthy. I have tips for conscious and subconscious health recovery. We talk about the 5 forms of prayer. Which ones did our ancient culture recommend? How to make prayers more effective. It's one of my favorite topics. Dr. Sally's Lyme secret tip number 7. CBD oil, hemp-derived CBD oil. Kind of looks like marijuana, doesn't it? But it's not. It's non-psychoactive. And it has amazing health properties. It supports your master control system, the endocannabinoid system. What is the endocannabinoid system? It's an ancient system found in all animals and humans. We have our own cannabis-like receptors. We even make our own cannabis-like compounds. The endocannabinoid system supports the brain, the immune system, the nervous system, the bone system, hormonal system, the gut, spleen, liver, reproductive organs. Hemp-derived CBD oil is non-psychoactive. It's safe. It's legal. It's a 5,000-year-old miracle plant, and it's now available after 80 years of being banished. You can read about it. Just Google patent 6630507. Amazing. It's an amazing antioxidant. It's immune protective, it's brain protective, it's nerve protective, and it's safe. It doesn't work on the brain stem. So isn't that something you want? These are a taste of the things I'll cover in detail in the 52-week program. I promise it will be chock full of information that cover way over 7 recovery secrets. I promise to give you practical and doable tips. I promise to make it interesting. It will be interactive with coaching, question and answers twice monthly. The information is doable. You won't be overwhelmed. I want to keep my promise, my soul's purpose, to educate, inspire, and collaborate. It is my life purpose. Before I sign off, I want to tell you about Harold Schmidlin. He was 80 years old, blind for 40 years, brainwashed into believing nothing could be done for him, even though he'd been seen by an ophthalmologist every one of those years. I educated and inspired him that improvement was indeed possible. We collaborated on his vision, and he regained his sight after 40 years of living in darkness. Then there was Heidi D. I saw that she had pressure in her brain. I counseled her with compassion and outlined what steps she needed to take. I encouraged her and gave her hope. I reassured her that she would be able to watch her boys grow up. 25 years later, I received a card from Heidi. She was alive and well, and indeed had watched her children grow up. So, I have a promise to you. Implement as many of these tips as possible, which I'll explain in greater detail in the webinars, and you will resuscitate and rejuvenate your mitochondria, have more energy, think better, sleep better, be calmer, be more comfortable, smile more. Your attitude will be better. You'll have tools to manifest the health you want. You'll have tools to manifest the life you want. It's a coaching program. Yes, recovering from Lyme disease and many other chronic diseases should have coaching. You need support. You need someone to guide you. Lyme disease recovery secrets. And remember, it's not for Lyme disease only. Bring a friend, companion, or loved one. I want you to flourish fully. We're starting the journey to recovery soon. Let's begin. Flourishing Fully Lyme Secrets. Oh, you aren't sure? Don't worry, there's a guarantee. Click yes now. Say goodbye to Lyme. Say hello, life. Lyme disease recovery. Recovery is in your reach. I beat Lyme, and so can you. LymeDiseaseRecovery.com